Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink and I am here today casting the Gold and Below tournament, continuing with round 1. I'm almost done. I have a few more matches left to go, but this is the round between Qendal, don't know how to say that. I'm going to say probably both. Qendal spawning in the top left of Ohana as the green Protoss player, and his opponent is Amasuro, the teal Protoss player. So this is a Protoss versus Protoss, a PvP in round 1. This is game number 1 in the Gold and Below tournament, which is a tournament for players Gold League, Silver League, and Bronze League. And so I don't know what these two players are, but I'm sure they're in that respective range. And each match is a best of 3. The tournament is very exciting, so please check out all the games. I do apologize for this coming out so late. I had finals last week, and then I drove 12 hours to get home, and then I had to rest for a day, and then Monday was casting the SCL, which is another tournament I'm doing, the StarCraft 2 Clans.org Team League. So please check that out, as well as videos and streams will be going up periodically. And so I'm finally getting back to casting the Gold and Below, and I'll be working on it periodically throughout the week. I would like to try to get all the games casted, all the games uploaded, and then post a thread which kind of has all the details. Get people to, comment on the videos and talk about it. And so I'm going to try to knock out a few of them today. And oh yeah, also Diablo came out, so that's been kind of sucking up my mind as well, as I did play through the first little bit of that, got through the Skeleton King. Or Skeleton, I don't know what he was, but it was a lot of fun. I'm playing as a monk. Yep, a monk, level 10. It's pretty fun. So anyway, we have Amasuro building his gateway at the usual time, getting some pylons up. Nothing too out of the ordinary. He does have one gas, not getting that second gas too early. It's probably going to be, putting down a cybernetics core here. While his opponent is pretty much doing the same thing. His gas is a little bit later than Amasuro's, and his cybernetics core will probably be a bit delayed as well. But no, he is going to be going for 2 gates rather than the typical gateway and then cybernetics core, so this could be kind of an early zealot pressure. However, with 2 gates he really doesn't need this gas because he can't build anything that requires gas. The cybernetics core isn't going to be up for a while, so he could have delayed that a little bit more. Perhaps that was his plan. Maybe that's why it was a little bit later than Amasuro's. Either way, we'll see what Qendal has in store for us. Qendal being very good at keeping this watchtower, also watching this probe, making sure no pylons are going down. And we do have Amasuro kind of moving around with his probe as well. Going to be scouting out, probably placing some proxy pylons in, some usual places around the map so he can do some sort of early timing attack. He is getting that second gas up rather early, so I suspect he might be teching into something like a 3-gate robo. I don't foresee a 4-gate or anything like that. I think he'll go for that robotics bay and pump out probably Immortals, as Immortals really early on are very strong, especially against Stalkers. So we'll see what he does. A lot of Chrono Boost coming out for Qendal. This is very good, making sure he's Chrono Boosting out that Warp Gate, as well as 2 Stalkers. Okay, so I was wrong. He's not going for any kind of Zealot play. He's just getting his Stalkers up. And probably going to move out. Yeah, he's moving out right now to make sure there are no pylons. This is very good game sense, just to kind of watch out and make sure no kind of early 4-gate pressures coming on, especially because he hasn't gotten up into the base. In fact, if we look, he hasn't seen much. He's only seen 1 gateway and 1 cybernetics core. He didn't even see the gas, so he doesn't know that 2 more gates are on the way. He doesn't know there's a second gas, and I suspect a robo will go down here pretty shortly, as I do believe the 2 gas kind of lends itself towards a 3-gate robo play. In the meantime, it looks like Qendal is going to be getting a second gas up, also getting another gateway, so he might go 3-gate robo himself, which will be very interesting. So we'll have to see what he does, and indeed Amasuro does put down that robotics facility, and so he will be pumping out Immortals. Also, his warp gate has now finished, so he will be able to warp units onto the field a little bit earlier than Qendal, but that is quite alright, as Qendal's pumping out some Stalkers as well as a Sentry, so he will be able to force field his ramp. If he gets a few more out, he could even force field this ramp if he wanted to take an expansion. Looks like Amasuro was moving out a little bit with his Stalkers, but decided against it. Going to be pulling back. It's probably a really wise decision. He has a probe out here, kind of scouting things out. Should move him to the watchtower. However, Qendal is doing a really good job at not only taking this watchtower, but defending it with the Zealot and the Stalkers. And it looks like, Amasuro was waiting for a little bit more Stalker production before he decided to move out, and, well, maybe he's not going to move out for now. However, he does have a very strong army. He's getting that Twilight Council up, so he will be able to produce Blink, which is going to be very, very strong with his Stalkers. Also, with an Observer out on the field, what he can do is he can put his Observer here or here, and then he can just blink up the cliffs if this ramp gets force fielded. So that's very, very good by Amasuro. In the meantime, I like that Qendal has his forge up. He's also getting his own robotics facility. This will allow him to get the observers out just in case any kind of DTs are coming, and it'll also allow him to scout. Also, chrono boosting his warp gates. I like that quite a bit. When you have a lot of chrono boost, you should use it, and it'll allow him to produce a few more units a little bit quicker. Also getting a Twilight Council of his own, so very oddly, Qendal is kind of doing very, very similar things to Amasuro, just a little bit delayed, allowing him to have a bit more money so that he can take this Nexus, so he will have an economic advantage over Amasuro. However, he's going to need to be able to defend against this very, very strong attack, and now that Amasuro has his Observer out on the field, and he's going to be able to get into this base, he's going to see the lack of units, and he's going to see the Nexus, and he's going to know that a really early timing attack will be very strong, as there won't be that much for Qendal to use to defend, especially with Blink. Blink kind of negates the fact that these sentries can cast force fields, because you can just blink up this cliff. You could blink up this cliff if you wanted to, and so that's going to make this attack very, very strong. He even has an Immortal to kind of tank a lot of the damage. But look at this, Qendal is going for a DT. This might help him a lot if this gets finished before the attack comes, because actually I take that back. There's an Observer, so it won't really do that much unless Qendal gets an Observer of his own and destroys that Observer. But it looks like the attack is going to come in. Some nice force fields going down for Qendal, forcing Amasuro's Stalkers back. However, if he really wants to, he can blink past them, I do believe. But maybe he's deciding not to do that right now. Gonna just wait for the force fields to go down, try to maybe bait some more of the energy. And so now he'll be moving forward. Oh, actually, Blink isn't finished yet. I did not notice that. He's going to be trying to pick off these sentries. The sentries do go down. A lot of the Stalkers are going down. Immortal doing a lot of damage to these Stalkers, and it looks like Qendal's in a world of hurt. Really needs to pull this probe back and then start warping in some units, maybe some sentries to block this off. Can't really save the Nexus at this point, so you might as well sack it and save your main. He is going to be trying to get that Dark Shrine up, and I suspect he'll be warping in a few Dark Templar as kind of a last-ditch effort. However, very unluckily for him, there is an Observer on the field, and yes, indeed, a DT comes out. He's going to be trying to pick off these Stalkers. Amasuro really needs to pull his Observer in so that he can deal with that, but he may not even notice. Ooh, the Immortal getting kind of tanked right now, and it looks like he does see what's going on, so he will be pulling his army back, and maybe, oh yes, just barely in range of the Observer, being able to pick off that Dark Templar as well as some of these Zealots. And this is looking very bad for Qendal. I don't really see what he can do. It looks like Amasuro is finally taking his natural, so he's kind of backing this up with an expansion. So even if it fails economically, he won't be behind in any kind of way. So yeah, this is very, very good play by Amasuro, and oh, lose focus for 1 second and die. Yeah, Qendal, I know what you're saying. StarCraft is a game of seconds, it's a game of inches, and you just lose it for one and you're done for the game, but it's quite alright. You still have game number 2 to pull you ahead, and if you win game number 2, then we will go on to game number 3. If not, Amasuro should move on in the Golden Below tournament. So yeah, this game is basically over. There's a few DTs left, but the Observer is going to be pulled over the army, and so they will be able to take that out very, very quickly. And so I suspect Qendal will GG here pretty soon. Ooh, and actually, he has an Observer of his own. If he can get some Stalkers out to kill it. Oh, no. Amasuro's Stalkers were able to destroy that. And now Amasuro is just going to, I guess, crush his base. Let's see. Oh, even blinking one of his Stalkers forward. And a few more forward to pick off some probes, just making sure it's a done deal. Hopefully he won't destroy all the buildings. Hopefully Qendal will have the manner to quit a little bit before then. He will be able to take this cannon out. I don't know if Qendal is banking on this cannon helping him, but it's not going to do that much. In fact, he's going to be targeting the pylon. Actually, it's a better decision to target the cannon when it's one-on-one, because the cannon does have less health than a pylon, but if there's a pylon and 3 cannons, then it's beneficial to take out the pylon. Just an interesting bit of fact, interesting tidbit. Yeah. This game's kind of over. So anyway guys, I'm just going to end the video here. I mean, I'm going to let it go to the end, but I'm going to do all my closing statements. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Gold and Below Tournament, Round 1. Game number 1 between Qendal and Amasuro. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below. And also check out the rest of the Gold and Below videos, as well as the SCL, which I am doing with Bo3, so please check that out. And in addition to that, I guess we can just sit here and watch as Qendal takes a secret expansion and hopes for the best. No, it's going down. I wonder if he'll GG here. Yep, GG. Well, good game, Qendal. Good luck in game number 2. And yeah, I will see you guys in game number 2.